My wife Stacy and I took a day trip to Jamestown, New York, which is where Lucille Ball was born and raised. We are both fans of the show I Love Lucy, so we wanted to see the Lucille Ball Desi Arnaz Museum. We also planned to see the National Comedy Center, which is just a couple blocks away. You will see both of these museums in this video. We're at the Lucy and Desi Museum and Gift Shop. The first stop when visiting the Lucille Ball Desi Arnaz Museum is the gift shop. You can buy your tickets there, or you can get your tickets online before you arrive at a discounted price. Once you begin your tour, you will see the road to I Love Lucy with the movies and radio shows that both Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz did in their younger years. Here is Desi Arnaz's Cuban Pete hat and conga drum case. During the 1940s, he toured the country performing at nightclubs. His music helped to introduce America to a Latin sound and was an important form of cross-cultural exchange. His signature song, Babalu, ended with a conga solo that was a nod to the musical traditions of his native Santiago de Cuba. There are film clips and artifacts from the show episodes, such as the clothes that they both wore. This is a clip from the episode called The Diet, and here is the dress that Lucy wore in that episode. You'll see a mock-up of the living room and kitchen sets from the New York City apartment. None of the items in the living room or the kitchen are actually from the show. The originals were all destroyed or lost through the years. But it's a great recreation, and you can get a sense of what it was like to be on that stage. This is the set that recreates the fictional Beverly Palms Hotel in Hollywood. The Ricardos lived in this suite for 18 episodes during seasons 4 and 5 of I Love Lucy. This is a scale model showing how the studio was set up. Going from right to left, we have the Tropicana Club, the kitchen, the living room, the Ricardo's bedroom, and Little Ricky's bedroom. Vivian Vance played Ethel Mertz, and William Frawley played Fred Mertz. Jess Oppenheimer was the head writer and producer of I Love Lucy, and here is his desk that was in his Desi office. This is a display of the writers of the I Love Lucy series and information about who they were. Here's Lucille Ball's hairdresser. Here's a ukulele that was used in one of the episodes. Here is Lucy's saxophone. Lucille Ball rehearsed for a week in order to learn how to perform the song Glowworm and the saxophone in the 1952 episode about Ricky's band. Although Ricky Ricardo's Tropicana Club was fictional, its musicians were members of the real Desi Arnaz Orchestra, one of the most popular bands of the 1940s. This is the equipment that was used to splice together many of the I Love Lucy episodes. The shows were filmed with 3 cameras from 3 different points of view in front of a live audience. The museum has a little area set up so you can perform your own version of the famous Vitamita Vegemin commercial. Hello friends, I'm your Vitamita Vegemin boy. Are you tired, run down, listless? Do you poop out at parties? Are you unpopular? The answer to all your problems is this little bottle, Vitamita Vegemin. That's Vitamita Vegemin. Ugh. We took a drive to the cemetery where Lucille Ball is buried. We also took a drive to the park where Lucy's statues stand. We found one statue that is known as the Scary Lucy and took our pictures by it. What we did not realize is that the better statue that was made is in a different part of the park, so we didn't see that. But here's a picture of it from the internet. We also took a drive to see the outside of the house where Lucille Ball grew up. We're at the National Comedy Museum. After our visit to the Lucille Ball Desi Arnaz Museum, we went a few blocks over to see the National Comedy Center. You can visit both museums and save with a dual admission. The National Comedy Center is a very interactive museum. When you check in, you will be given what's called a laugh band. You will see a spot at most of the exhibits where you can tap your laugh band. This will personalize your comedy experience based on your taste in comedy. As you go through the exhibits, it will give you video clips of comedy tailored to your own taste and options to choose certain experiences. You will start off by choosing some of your favorite comedians, then some of your favorite TV shows and movies. This is a theater with an alternating immersive experience of The Tonight Show and with Laugh-In. This is a segment of the Laugh-In wall that was used on the TV show. This is a piece of the famous curtain that was used on The Tonight Show. Here's some of George Carlin's stuff. Here's an exhibit that shows late-night television. I had Stacy take a picture of me standing behind a TV camera, harken back to my days of working at a TV station. The stand-up lounge, where you can explore the art of stand-up comedy.
Maybe laundry isn't your biggest problem right now.
History of an art form, a history of comedy. An overview of the main exhibit hall. How to make a meme for the internet. I made one. Let's see if it goes viral. The comedy continuum, showing the influences and connections between comedians. We went into the Blue Room. When you first walk in, you are greeted with George Carlin's famous 7 words you can never say on TV. Yes, I censored this picture to make it appropriate for general viewing on YouTube. There's a Blue Room Theater. The history of taboo. The art of the roast. The museum is a repository for much of Carl Reiner's memorabilia. You have an opportunity to try comedy karaoke. You choose a routine, go up on the stage, and read the script off of a teleprompter. You can try a laugh battle with a friend. Try to make your opponent crack up. There is a green room where you can put yourself in one of Lucy's famous scenes and act it out yourself. At the end of the tour, you use your laugh band one more time to get a summary of your experience at the National Comedy Center and your taste in comedy. You will first see it on the screens here, and then you will receive an email with the summary. My own sense of humor is described as 1. Observational, pointing out the humor or ridiculousness of things deemed normal or ordinary by society. 2. Satire topical comedy, mined from news, politics, pop culture, and current events. And 3. Absurd, surreal humor that is not tethered by reality and is often illogical or otherworldly. Here are some tips for your day visiting the Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz Museum and the National Comedy Center. The first tip is to plan for a whole day to visit both museums. They say you can spend about 2 hours at the Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz Museum. We were there for just a little over an hour. Then we spent about 4.5 hours at the National Comedy Center. The drive around the Jamestown area to see Lucy's birth home, Lucy's childhood home, the park where her statues are, and the cemetery where she is buried could take about an hour to see all four. Plan for a whole day to visit both museums. There is free parking at the National Comedy Center. There is also a mix of free parking and metered parking in the streets around the Lucille Ball and Desi Museum. Another thought, we kept wondering if we would bring kids to see this museum. My suggestion is that unless your kids are very patient and have an understanding of comedy through the years, you will probably enjoy it more if you do not bring kids with. Hot Chocolate with Paul is a video log of life experiences that I feel might inspire other people. I'm a minimalist, 60-plus geezer in the making. Sometimes my wife Stacy will appear. Be sure to subscribe to this channel so you can catch new videos whenever they come out.